They want to depower the scrum. You know it, I know it. And today, you are going to get a front row seat to the latest blow to the power of the scrum in the sport we all love so much. Today, we are going to go to the United States of America. Major League Rugby is now experimenting with new laws aimed at having fewer scrums. So, for example, they've removed the scrum option on a knock-on. Similarly, a forward pass into touch can only be a line-out. A knock or throw forwards into in-goal and grounded by either team can only be a goal line dropout and never a scrum. Failure to play the ball after 5 seconds of the use it call will result in a free kick but not a scrum. And an unsuccessful end to a maul will be penalised with a free kick. No scrum option. I like what Harry Jones said here, ill-considered because scrum's strength and even eventual dominance is the best path for US rugby to rise from 15th to 5th over the next decade. Power applied to purpose. Harry is quite right. Show me a team with a weak pack and I'll show you a team that loses more matches than it wins. Of course, Harry and I could be gravely mistaken in the near future. Less than a year ago, Springbok fans were concerned about new laws introduced that we felt were designed to depower the scrum, like removing the option to take a scrum instead of a free kick, for example. According to World Rugby, that makes the sport more entertaining. There are a lot of people that feel World Rugby are trying to make the sport more like Rugby League. We don't want that. If we wanted that, we would watch Rugby League. Rugby League is one of the most niche sports on earth. It's predominantly played in Australia, New Zealand, the northern half of England, and Papua New Guinea. Fun fact, Papua New Guinea is the only country in the world that has Rugby League as its national sport. Yes, there are other countries that play Rugby League, but look at its World Cup compared to the Rugby Union World Cup, and it's chalk and cheese. In Rugby League, the scrum is just a set piece designed to restart play. They don't have lineouts either. And quite frankly, there's very little point to having a scrum since the players are all the same size. Rugby Union is a game for all shapes and sizes, which is why Oxen Chair and Cheslin Colby can be on the same team in the same sport. It's wonderful. The only positive here is that these are just trials. But you have to wonder two things. One, why deviate from the sport's true laws in the first place? And two, the USA is hosting the 2031 Rugby World Cup. Part of Major League Rugby, or MLR, is to help promote the sport in the US. Any new fans that are won over by this league are going to be confused by what they see when they watch the World Cup. How is that good for business? It's a shame, because some of the people involved in MLR are doing a good job at promoting their competition. Like New Orleans Gold coach Danny Lee. He's just arrived from the San Diego Legion, and immediately Lee has announced, I am here to get these guys moving as quick as possible, get them playing positive rugby and playing winning rugby to put us in a position to win the competition. We are here to win the competition. Last season, Nola Gold finished second in the Eastern Conference. Lee previously took San Diego to the 2023 championship final, but lost to the New England Free Jacks. I love that kind of talk. Oftentimes in rugby, coaches and players speak very cautiously. Lee has come out and immediately announced they are here to win. That's great. Another positive for the league is their new TV deal that they've signed with ESPN. All regular season games will be streamed live on ESPN Plus, and a select number of matches will be presented on ESPN2. And yes, South African fans can watch it because part of the agreement will see MLR made available across sub-Saharan Africa. And so the only remaining question is, who to support if you haven't already chosen a team. There are a lot of South Africans that play in MLR, so you might look around and say, okay, the team that has the most South African players, maybe you'll support them. I take myself, for example, in the NFL, I quite like American football. I support the Miami Dolphins. In the NBA, the Houston Rockets are my team, and in Major League Baseball, I like the Los Angeles Dodgers. By that standard, it looks like I'll have to pick between the Miami Sharks, Houston SaberCats, and Rugby FC Los Angeles as my team. If I just think out loud, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Rugby FC Los Angeles is a pretty silly name. It's a very plain name, right? So I don't think I'm going to pick them. The Miami Sharks, I could go there. My wife is a Shark supporter in South Africa, so there's a little bit of a natural attachment there, you might say. I've had a look at their colours. I'm not so convinced about that blue and the pink, and then that sort of tie-dye that goes on in between the blue and the pink. So I might go Houston SaberCats. We've got nothing against Houston as a city or Texas as a state. I think black and yellow are two colours that go nicely together. And I've had Heineke Meyer on this show a couple of times, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. And he told me a couple of stories about Houston. And I think I might go with the Houston SaberCats. I might make them my team in MLR. And funny enough, they have a South African coach, the former Cheetahs man and also the Blue Bulls coach, Puerta Himan. He is currently coaching the Houston SaberCats. I think I'm going to go with them. And as much as I'm getting excited here, I'm thinking, if I watch this, am I going to be disappointed by the lack of scrum time I see? Anyway, what do you think? Do you watch MLR? Who do you support in Major League Rugby? Let me know in the comment section down below. Or are you not going to bother watching because of these stupid laws concerning the scrum? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, you might consider going for the super thanks option. You'll see there's a heart with a $ inside of it. If you click on that, it'll allow you to make a highlighted comment on my channel. You will also have the opportunity to make a small donation to my channel. I'm looking for those guys because I want to go to Australia in 2027 and cover the Rugby World Cup for you with daily coverage from down under. And I would be very, very grateful if you would hop on board and support me. It starts from as little as $1, that's US dollars. Given the American theme now, what else was it going to be? It wasn't going to be Namibian dollars, was it? But you know what? If you're a Motsepe or a Musk or someone like that, you want to give me $100 million? Be my guest. I'm not going to stop you. If you're not yet ready to support me in that manner, you can also just click on the like button. You know, you can even crock roll the like button while you're at it. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I mentioned Heineke Meyer earlier. Did a great interview with him. Very honest, very, very candid discussion about his time as Springbok coach. You can watch that video. It's on your screen over here. And I also did a fascinating interview with Drickus Hatting, the former Springbok lock. You can watch that video over here. His son actually plays in Major League Rugby, and it's a fascinating story that Drickus shared with me. I'm sure you'll enjoy both of them. Click on one of them, go and enjoy it, and I will speak to you next time.